is using propaganda. The West has always wanted democracy throughout the world. However, when we look into the depth, we find out that all democratic leaders are controlled by the West. In Africa, where we saw recent coups, all the presidents represented a democratic system, but they were West's puppets. These presidents do and say things that are in the interest of the West, caring little for their own people. But this changed, and the military leaders have carried out coups to save what's left in their countries. Yet again, the West is using propaganda, saying that these coups are undemocratic. This gives them an excuse to interfere and intervene. Giving a speech at the United Nations General Assembly, he embarrassed the Western leaders sitting there, exposing how African leaders were blackmailed. The military leader of Guinea exposed what the West was planning to do next, which people of Africa should know about. So what is it? Let's find that out and know what he said. The military leader of the Republic of Guinea took the stage and started his speech in a way nobody expected. He mentioned the fact that the troubling surge of coups has swept across Africa, particularly in the French-speaking countries in the Saharan region. He said that this is because France has suppressed these African countries for decades, even after their superficial independence. He pointed out what the West is doing now in response to the coups, instead of understanding why they are surfacing in the first place. He said that the Western world has denounced and imposed sanctions on countries where coups were witnessed. However, the West should know that coups are in response to their policies about Africa. They put African presidents who were actually the West's puppets, making those countries their new colonies. He said that the root cause of these coups should be understood, instead of considering this sensitive situation hostile. The leader highlighted that coups were not solely orchestrated by those resorting to armed insurrection to overthrow a government. Rather, these coups are in response to the role played by individuals engaged in covert plotting, cunning schemes, deceptive tactics, and manipulation of constitutional provisions to maintain their hold on power. Well, he was referring to the African presidents and heads of state who have accepted to be the West's puppets for decades. They use the Constitution however they see fit, extending their rule and offering benefits to former colonial powers. The military leader of Guinea said that these individuals are often in white-collar positions, appearing as preachers of democracy. However, in reality, they are the ones betraying their countries. He said that when this type of unethical and undemocratic action becomes normal, coups are inevitable. The military leader expressed his personal commitment to preventing their country from descending into complete chaos and rebellion, when at that time, no political forces had the necessary courage or means to do so. When the puppet presidents rule, they only care about the West's interests because this, in turn, ensures their expansion of fortune. When they offer economic advantages to Western companies by signing bills and laws, their wealth in Western countries grows. However, in doing all that, they keep their own country in poverty. People's standard of living plummet, and there are no institutions which can hold the country together. He pointed out that the institutional reforms implemented on September 5, 2021, were seen as a direct response to the turbulent situation that had torn apart the social fabric of their nation and eroded social harmony. As he held power as a result of a coup and prevented his country from falling apart, all other coup leaders in African countries are doing the same. Without explicitly stating this, he defended the ongoing coups in Africa. It's because there is no other option left to save those countries from anarchy and absolute poverty. If democracy is allowed to continue, only the West will benefit from it because it finds a way to put the president who is most loyal to them, not his own people.